You ever have one of those days where you see something so wrong happen in broad daylight? You feel your whole faith in how things work just snap? That's how this started. Picture a little black lady, old but strutting through a crosswalk like the city was hers, not a care in the world. And here comes this white cop, Rhett Kellen, patrol car number 371, looking like he's playing king of the block, no lights, no siren, just power tripping his way through the noon heat on Hoover Avenue. He sees her, looks at his partner, sneers, and in that moment, you could tell he's not thinking about traffic safety or serving the public. Nah, he's thinking about showing someone who's boss. You know what he does? He jerks the wheel and guns it right at her. No hesitation, not even a flicker of doubt. And the woman, she doesn't flinch. She doesn't curse. She just locks eyes with him, standing smack on the white line, calm as if his insults were just hot air hissing out of a busted vent. That look? I swear, you could feel it in your bones. It sets him off, makes him hit the gas like he's trying to prove something, and the next second, bam, she's airborne, bouncing off his windshield. The street's packed, people screaming, a kid yelling grandma. And right there, with the glass spiderwebbed and her little fabric bag flying, time just stops. But Kellen, he steps out with his gun drawn, barking at the crowd not to come close. He doesn't check on her, doesn't call for help. He crouches down, rummages through her stuff like he's looking for evidence of a crime that doesn't exist. She just lies there, breathing in these short, ragged gasps, not begging, not crying, just enduring, like pain's an old friend she doesn't even bother to argue with anymore. People film, but everyone's scared silent by the gun. There's this moment, right, where you realize the law's not about justice to this guy. It's about making sure nobody dares to question him. Eventually, paramedics show up, way too late, no urgency at all, and cart her off. No ID, no phone, nothing to tell them who she is. They scan her fingerprints, nothing. Try to take her picture, but every camera just crashes or blacks out. It's almost like the system itself doesn't want to remember her, or maybe can't. A nurse asks if they should log her in, supervisor just shrugs, but all the tech goes haywire whenever they try. And that's the first weird twist. But the story doesn't stop at the hospital. Word gets out. A clip goes viral, grainy phone footage showing exactly what happened. No filters, no spin. Old and black and walking proud. You think this is your hood. Kellen's voice, then the impact, the scream, the gun. By midnight, #justice for her is the top trend, but nobody knows her name. The whole country's watching, breaking it down frame by frame. And for the first time, people are asking out loud. If the law can do this in plain sight, who's it really protecting? News breaks left and right. Some conservative outlet tries to smear her, hinting she's got some criminal past, but then they get hit with a mysterious cease and desist from a DC address, and the article vanishes. Suddenly, everyone's asking, if she's a nobody, why is the system trying so hard to erase every trace? Digital billboards light up. Who is she? Graffiti artists tag her silhouette on city walls. Some start calling her Miss Lorna, but no one can explain why. Then you get these old-timers, retired cops, journalists, a Gulf War vet, passing through the hospital, catching a glimpse of her and turning pale. No way. She's still alive. One whispers, hand clenching his gun. Another says, that's Mother Chief. Thought she died years ago. Turns out, the woman Kellen hit isn't just anyone. She was a federal judge, once the shadowkeeper of justice. Someone with the power to quietly rewrite the system without ever making a speech or claiming credit. They say she could stop a war just by looking someone in the eye. Her real name? Lorna Carter, the name the system buried because it couldn't handle a woman who put truth above politics. As the city scrambles, strange things keep happening. Hospital cameras malfunction, fingerprint records glitch, even a federal database can't find her. But under the surface, memories start resurfacing. A kid in school sketches her face, says she taught her the alphabet in a refugee shelter. A homeless man remembers she once asked his name and gave him a blanket. A banker, a scholarship kid, a low-ranking cop. One by one, people realize she touched their lives, quietly making the world better without ever demanding recognition. Behind closed doors, 12 of her old allies meet, each holding a sealed envelope marked, "If I fall, restore the truth, not the monument." They find her old notebook, coded diagrams of how power really flows, and a battered recorder with her voice. If I fall, call it a reminder, not an ending. We are not resisting the law. We are rewriting what was written wrong. No drama, just fact. They understand. They weren't chosen for their strengths, but for the moments when they almost broke. Now it's up to them to finish what she started. Meanwhile, Kellen tries to cover his tracks, deleting bodycam footage, editing reports, strong-arming techs into erasing CCTV. But one camera, a federal relic from an old maintenance contract, refuses to be scrubbed. Suddenly, he's lost in a system he thought he controlled, staring at access denied. He spirals, suspended, then ostracized, his old partners refusing to look him in the eye. When an old video surfaces of him spewing racist garbage by the coffee machine, the whole force turns its back. The badge is stripped from him, his name erased from training manuals, honor rolls, like he never existed. The city, for once, doesn't riot. Instead, candles line the hospital hallway where Lorna lies unconscious. No speeches, just people who remember. A cardiologist whose mother she rescued from a refugee camp. A banker she saved from bigots. A kid who found a future because she quietly funded his scholarship. Even the cop she once investigated for abuse. He admits he's the reason she disappeared, but she never went public, just told him, I won't let you walk away. Not with law, but with truth. And then, finally, the city council meets. No ceremony. Lorna enters on her cane, no words, but every eye drops in shame. One by one, the people who once shamed, silenced, or voted her out, professors, politicians, media hitmen, come forward, not begging forgiveness, but confessing how wrong they were. The highest form of justice, it turns out, isn't punishment. It's removing someone so fully from the memory of public honor that all that's left is the truth they tried to bury. Kellen gets one last visit, escorted to Lorna's room. He drops to his knees, hands shaking. Everything he thought he was shattered by the reality that power doesn't come from authority, but from being remembered for the right reasons. And Lorna, silent but awake, just sits in the sunlight, her presence enough to say everything that needs saying. No monument, no headline, just a legacy of actions, choices, and a principle too real to be erased. So yeah, maybe justice doesn't look like it does in the movies. Maybe it's quieter, stranger, more about who stands up to fix what's wrong, even if they never get credit, than who shouts the loudest. But you tell me, what's justice, really, if not making sure those who are forgotten get seen again, and those who betray the truth never get to hide behind their badge? So what do you think? When the law's broken by the people meant to keep it, who gets to call themselves just? Where do you draw the line between silence and complicity? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what kind of justice you think this world still deserves.